Business process outsourcing, or BPO, is a $150 billion business worldwide, and India is among its leaders. Over 60% of overseas BPO jobs are sourced out to India. From answering phone inquiries in London about timings of the local train, to filling out patient records in a hospital in Sydney or Chicago, it is a work that is done by Indians. But BPO does not mean only servicing the needs of overseas clients. Increasing overhead costs and a large consumer base has meant that many companies in India are also outsourcing their work to BPOs. It is a sunrise industry that has been growing at an average rate of 30% in the last 5 years. Dr. Jitendra Agrawal is among those who are targeting this demand. Till 2004, he was practicing as a dentist in West Delhi. Since June 2009, he's running this center that trains persons to work in 14 different kinds of BPO jobs. There are over 300,000 big and small institutions training people across India for this field. There is, however, a crucial difference. All of Dr. Agrawal's students are visually impaired, and so is he. Dr. Agrawal did his dentistry from Karnataka in 1999 and started practicing the same year in Delhi. He married a dentist, and the couple was running clinics in 2 different parts of Delhi. Things couldn't have been better. And then, one morning in August 2004, Dr. Agrawal woke up and found that he could not read his newspaper. He visited an eye specialist who did an angiography. The results showed that he had macular degeneration of the retina. He had lost his central vision and only the peripheral vision remained. Even cornea replacement does not help in this case, and till date, there is no cure in the world for this ailment. As his vision deteriorated over the next few months, Dr. Agrawal's dental practice came to an abrupt end. His wife continued her work as a dentist, but he was unsure of what to do. He started dictating to her articles on the subject he knew best, dentistry and oral hygiene. He even lectured at colleges and institutions like the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, but quickly realized that this could not be a career for him. After nearly a 3-year period of turmoil, he visited the National Association of the Blind with a friend. What he saw was an eye-opener, that thanks to technology, even the visually challenged could see and work on the computer. Dr. Agrawal was a computer illiterate, and they offered to train him, or alternatively, if he was willing to pay, send a trainer home. So Dr. Agrawal had Trikesh come and teach him at home. Voice-enabled software reads out as one types. Hence, one can learn virtually every program or even surf the net without having to actually see the monitor. Dr. Agrawal then trained with the BPO in Noida and started working for them from home. For the next 8 months, he received files, worked on them and sent them back, all via the internet. This was medical transcript work.
Medical transcription basically is receiving voice files of doctors from clinics and hospitals in the US. They come in to us, we listen to those voice files, transcribe them and send them back to the US next morning as Word file. The hospitals or the doctors download these, read them and sign them, and they become part of patients' records.
Transcription by itself is a very specialized kind of a job because it requires you to understand the medical terminologies and basically understand what the doctor is saying.
It was then that it struck Dr. Agrawal. Why not create similar opportunities for other visually challenged? Among the people he met was Niranjan Khatri.
I told him that I don't know how to help you, but I know somebody who can help you. And are you willing to travel to Bangalore? And his reply was in the affirmative. Then I spoke to this lady called Shanti Raghavan.
Shanti Raghavan and Enable India in Bangalore was creating employment for the disabled using this approach. He spent a month with them and decided to do something similar in northern India. But there was one problem. Dr. Agrawal didn't have the money. Mr. Khatri introduced Dr. Agrawal to people who could help him. A play was performed by well-known artist Lucian Dubey on a pro bono basis. And donor passes sold. Unfortunately, only 10% of the targeted money could be raised. Dr. Agrawal decided to start anyway. He sold his dental chair and converted a part of his clinic into a training institution. He advertised on various websites and at the National Association of the Blind, inviting people for free medical transcript training with the promise of jobs. Trikesh, who had taught him the computer, also came over to help with the interviews.
कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं आप? नेपाल के रहने वाले हैं. So presently what you are doing?
So actually I'm doing a job
Okay.
as a computer instructor
Okay.
in a Lakshmi Bai college.
From the 100 who registered, 40 showed up, of which 8 were finally selected. This was the maximum Dr. Agrawal could do with his limited space and personal resources.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarakam Pushtimamrita Swaha.
I search around that for this medical transcription for visually impaired people. So there are only 3 centers in India. One is Chennai, Mumbai and Bangalore. So this our center, this Sarthak medical transcription training program, is the first in North India. Initially we'll start with the computer training program. Means small, all the steps will be there. In this medical transcription, Microsoft Word, Internet, all this knowledge will be required. So we'll just refresh it.
Professionals from the industry were very kind to come and orient the students.
In medical transcription, one of the main skill sets is good English, because all the work primarily comes from US and you're supposed to understand them and convert what they say into documents.